beauty aspirants. So here we are in our day 17, going to learn Archegoniate. Today typically in Pteridophytes we are going to learn two main type studies. One is let's get started. First, what is the major plant body in Pteridophytes? Main plant body in Pteridophyte is body. Okay, Pteridophytes possess sporophytic plant body where the ploidy of root, stem and leaves, called the leaves, will be diploid, and leaves will mostly bear sporangia, so they are addressed as sporophylls. Okay, wherein sporophyte is the major plant body and it is well differentiated into root, stem and whorled leaves, where leaves consist of sporogenous tissue. But then equisystem will show an evolved feature in linking up with gymnosperms. That evolved feature is to possess strobili or cones. Strobili or cones. Fine, right? This is the evolved feature of pteridophyte in linked with gymnosperms. Because in gymnosperms you will see the same strobili or cones. Now equisystem which belongs to Xenophyta, look into the characteristic features of this first. If you can see, stem is joined distinct with medullated internodes are present and protostelic in structure. It has primitive stellar region. Okay. Stellar evolution and heterospory we will look into the next class, but here for each type study you look into which type of stele is present in root and in stem. Look into Sporangia. They are born on sporangiophores, and sporangia or spores which are released are of two types, both homosporous condition and heterosporous condition. Heterosporous condition is the remarkable feature of pteridophytes. Remember, heterosporous condition is first started in pteridophytes itself. This is a remarkable feature of pteridophytes. Next, sporangia are arranged in whorls. Antherozoids are multiflagellate. Previously you have seen antherozoids which are biflagellate. Here you have to one more. Antherozoids are also addressed as sperm cells. Next, all genera in this group are extinct except all are extinct. Next, yeah, Spinophyta is also having some synonyms. If you can see, Arthophyta, it is further divided into few more classes like Spinophylopsida and Calamopsida. Calamopsida in equisystem. Schematic position, to remember systematic position is mandatory because you will get the questions from systematic position, whole lot of questions. Or you should be aware on Spinophyta, which is also referred as Arthophyta or Calamophyta, and it is further divided into the classes like Spinophylopsida, this class is extinct, and Calamopsida, which includes only one genus in it, that is equisystem. Fine, right? Just go through the systematic position. And here we go with the systematic position of equisystem. So ecosystem is also known as horsetails because they contain strobili or cones at the tip of the plant body, okay, which is an evolutionary significance to gymnosperms. So here if you see taxonomic position, division Spinophyta, class Calamopsida, order Equisetaceae, family Equisetaceae and genus Equisetum. Clear, right? And now distribution and habitat. Genus has 25 species. The genus Equisetum has 25 species, and to which class it belongs to? Calamopsida. Remember that. Under Spinophyta it belongs to Calamopsida, and the genus Equisetum will have around 25 species. It is widely distributed in the world, especially in north temperate zones. Okay, it is specially distributed in north temperate zones, where in North America and Eurasia, these are the specific regions in which they are present, and these are absent in the regions like New Zealand and Australia. The most common Indian species of Equisetum include Equisetum debile, Equisetum diffusum, Equisetum arvense, robustum, palustre and ramosismum. These are different species of Equisetum. And if you see in Andhra Pradesh, especially in Andhra Pradesh, Equisetum debile is most commonly found in Anantagiri, Anzodaga and Araku Valley. Fine, right? So this is the habitat description of Equisetum. Next, habit. What type of habit does it present? Of course, the dominant phase is sporophytic phase. It is well differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Nature is herbaceous and it is perennial plant. Rhizome nodes, they also have aerial branches. Rhizomes have aerial branches, and it possesses adventitious roots which develop from lower side of rhizome. Okay, and then growth and size. Generally they are bushy and they are up to 1 meter tall. Tallest species in Equisetum, if you see, Equisetum giganteum is the tallest species, which is up to 13 meters tall, which is most significant point to be remembered. Okay, the tallest species in Equisetum is Equisetum giganteum, which grows up to 13 meters. Next, stem sizes will vary, like smallest stem sizes if you see, Equisetum debile, which is the common species in our areas, and Schaffneri. These are of 2 centimeters to 10 centimeters radius. Next, if you see rhizome and its branches, you see similar appearance, but there is no chlorophyll in the rhizome. Okay, there is no chlorophyll in rhizome. Nodes and internodes are more prominent. You can see 5 to 6 scaly leaves at each node, which is forming a sheath-like structure. Branch primordia, the pierce the sheath. They may grow into underground or aerial branches also. Both branches can be found. Dormant or tuberous structures are present. Fine, right? Branch primordia. This branch primordia will later give rise to branches, both type, underground and aerial branches. Clear? This is the morphological description of Equisetum. What type of aerial branches are present and what are its features? Aerial branches can be jointed, rough, green and abrasive. Abrasive because of silica depositions. Important. Equisetum aerial branches or stems will have silica depositions. That is why if you look into the economic importance of Equisetum, this is used in sculpting, okay, because of silica depositions, and its stiff texture is because of the silica deposition itself. Next, leaves are whorled at the nodes and they are fused as at the base, whorled at nodes, giving up the strobili or cone like structure. Internodes in between the aerial branches, in between two nodes, if you see the internodes, they are long, hollow and grooved. Ridges, number of leaves at each node are present. Meristematic activity, you see intercalary meristem. It is present at the base of internodes. Intercalary meristem is present at the base of internodes, and this is responsible for elongation. This is protected by a sheath again. That sheath will have silica depositions. In few you see abnormal shoot development wherein small branches will give stunted appearance, flexuous internodes will give snake-like appearance, dichotomous branching is observed in the main axis, and vegetative shoot grows beyond the terminal cone. These are the specific features to be noted from equisetum aerial branches. Okay, and then leaves microphyllous. Leaves are microphyllous. They are small, simple, ligulate which are isophilous. Isophilous means stomata distribution is equal on both the ends. Stomata distribution is equal on both sides. Fine. They are arranged in whorls at the node and lateral fusion at leaves. They form sheath-like structure around the node, and that sheath will have silica. Number of leaves at the nodes they arrive, more at the lower nodes and fewer at the upper nodes. If you consider this as an axial branch, and these are different nodal points in the leaf regions. So more leaflets or leaves are formed at the lower base and less are formed at the top. Fine. At maturity, they may be dead or scale-like. They do not photosynthesize. The leaves do not photosynthesize. Hence, green aerial stems refers to stems, not leaves. Fine, right? Green aerial stems refer to stem but not leaf, because they do not perform any photosynthetic activity. Roots. Roots are endogenous in origin. Endogenous in origin means from which point they are originating. They are originating from the pericycle region. Okay. Roots originate from pericycle region inside. They are endogenous in origin. They originate from pericycle. And all are adventitious. Primary root from embryo, it disappears, and they arise from base of the branch primordia, and at the tip they will appear as what? Whorls. Roots also appear as whorls, extensively branched, and they do possess root caps. These are the characteristic features of the root, morphological features. Now we are clear with the morphological features of stem, roots and leaves. Now let us go to the internal structure or stem anatomy of equisetum. If you take a TS, transverse section or cross section, you can see three major regions: epidermis, cortex and stele. Epidermis will have silica depositions and it shows undulations. Undulations are present. And in cortex region, three major regions are present, where it is differentiated into sclerenchyma, chlorenchyma and vallicular canals. Vallicular canals are large spaced, air-spaced canals. These are present in between vascular bundles and they facilitate the function of conducting water and minerals. Okay, vallicular canals, they are present in between vascular bundles. Next, stele. Stele consists of pericycle, vascular bundles and pith. Pericycle, as I told you, the roots which are endogenous in origin, they start arising from the pericycle itself. And vascular bundles will possess protoxylem, metaxylem and phloem. Phloem is not differentiated into proto and meta, whereas xylem is differentiated into proto and metaxylem. Proto is the first formed xylem or primitive xylem, whereas metaxylem is the matured xylem. Okay. So here if you see, next, carinal canals. Carinal canals are those air-spaced structures which facilitate the conduction of water and minerals in the cortex region. Cortex region. Fine. Vallicular canals, they are present in between vascular bundles. Carinal canals are in cortex region, and pith is present at the center. So, stele completely consists of pericycle, vascular bundles, carinal canals and pith. Clear here in equisetum? Now, a small correction. Carinal canals, they are present in the cortex region. Vallicular canals are present in the stellar region. Okay, remember, carinal canals present in the extrastellar region, vallicular canals in stellar region. That is a small correction in that slide. Please note it down. Now, epidermis. Epidermis region, it is single layered, of course, single layered, which is outermost layer. The walls are cuticularized. Okay, walls are cuticular. Silica deposit. Epidermis will give that brittle structure. Function. You see, they are cells. Here, over 2 cells, and subsidiary cells, cells. Xerophytic adaptation and hydrophytic. You will grow both in that of